Assalamu alaikum everyone, and a very warm welcome back to another episode of Go Together podcast. I'm your host, Mudassir Raza, and today we have one amazing guest from Dubai. Assalamu alaikum Ali.
Salam alaikum, Mudassir.
Wa alaikum assalam Ali. How are you?
I'm good. All is good. After a long working day, I'm
Oh
still
yes, yes.
energized
Yes.
for this chat with you.
Sometimes I planned during the working days, and after that I realized that it's very difficult to manage it, to work and then come back to home and then start recording, make sure that everything is fine at home. So this is a difficult task.
Let's give it a start.
And I just get to know the weather is very amazing in Dubai. Yesterday, even there's a rain.
Yes, now amazing can have two meaning. All the streets were flooded, but people they still enjoy the rain. It's rare to have the rain here, and some of them they had to work from home. I was off, so it was a good day, relaxing day, and yeah. So, but today we have a very nice weather, beautiful sky, and nice blue.
Great. Even it was predicted in Pakistan as well, but weather was good, but without rain. Tali, just want to know first about your own education journey. The first your part, you belongs to Lebanon. So I need to know about the time you spent in Lebanon. How was it?
Okay, great. So I started in a French school in Lebanon. I'm not sure if our audience they know that in Lebanon, the parents they decide if the child will go to the French school or to an English school. When I
Hey.
mean French school or English school, that's mean Arabic language will be taught regardless if they choose
Hmm,
French
hmm,
or
hmm.
English. So I started in a French school in Lebanon. Then I had English starting from grade 6. And so at that time, I became like trilingual. People, they know me as a
Ah,
trilingual. I speak Arabic, English, and French.
which one you enjoyed
I
most,
finished my,
Ali?
yeah, sorry.
Which one you enjoyed most?
Oh, each one is used for something. So
Great.
because your relation to languages
Yeah.
are really different regarding on the context, the background. So, for example, I speak to my daughter only in French because I want her also to be
Ah, great.
trilingual. I write in Arabic my ideas and then my feelings, and then English mostly is used as a work language.
Hmm.
Then I finished my studies in a university, private university in Lebanon, started working as a teacher, and I was introduced to the PYP program, primaries program, by the International Baccalaureate. I know in
Ah,
Pakistan
in the IB
also.
program, yes.
Yes, so many schools are
Yes.
implementing the IB PYP
Hmm.
program. I taught grade 3, I taught grade 4 for 6 consecutive years, and then I was promoted to become a PYP coordinator.
Great.
Spent 8 years in Lebanon at the same school, and then 2010 I moved to Dubai, did some work in Dubai as a coordinator. I continued working in the Gulf, moved to Qatar, did some work in Qatar
Great.
as a coordinator. And then 5 years ago, so in 2019, I came back to Dubai and now I have my own business. So I do
Ah,
training, consultancy, I support teacher in French, in English, in Arabic, in the region and outside. So this is in 2 seconds, a little bit my
great.
story.
I just need to know more about the Lebanon culture, the education system, what you have been experienced there, and then when you move to Dubai and Qatar, being a teacher, what feel you find here? This is your early life. When you were a student in the Lebanon, you learned, and now you're teaching in Dubai or in you experienced the Qatar.
Yeah.
What difference you have been observed?
Okay, so interesting question. So in Lebanon, like the parents, they do everything so their kids get educated.
Hmm.
We all know that we have top schools, top universities. It's very diverse. I'm not going to say very diverse in nationalities,
Hmm.
but it's very
Yeah,
diverse
curriculum.
regarding the background of the people
Hmm.
and regarding the communities, the religion. Lebanon is very diverse, and so the languages. So we are are known as being multilingual, minimum bilingual, Arabic, English, as I said at the beginning, or French and Arabic. Now, Arabic is spoken at home,
Yeah.
it's visible, it's there, it's in the market. Now, when I moved to Dubai or when I lived in Qatar, it becomes completely different. Yes, we still have different
Hmm.
religion, but
Yeah.
here we're bringing different culture, we're
Yes.
bringing different nationalities.
Yes.
So instead of working only with Lebanese in Lebanon, I was working, for
Yeah.
example, in Qatar with
Hmm.
60 different
Great.
nationalities. So 60 different nationalities means that it's a different structure, it's a different approach. And let's say Arabic, even though it's the language, the official
Hmm.
language of the country,
Hmm.
it's rare to find people speaking it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So you go to the shop, you speak
Ah.
in English.
Yes.
You call a taxi driver, you
Hmm.
speak in English. You want to go and to do a booking, everything, let's
Yeah.
say, is in English. So let's say parents, especially the Arab parents, are facing difficulties regarding
Hmm.
teaching their kids the Arabic language. Um, Other than that, I would say, if I'm comparing also that stability in the country, I know also in
Yeah.
Pakistan, maybe you've been also in some troubles, political things,
Hmm. Hmm.
or
Hmm.
but here it's quiet, so we know that we can plan. We can organize things. In Lebanon, it's the country of surprises. So you are planning for something, and suddenly you have
Ah.
a manifestation, you have an economical crisis, you have problems at the border.
Hmm.
So again, but at the same
Roller
time,
coaster life.
people in Lebanon, yeah, they are
Hmm.
full of life. They are survivals,
Yeah.
and so life continues.
Ali, being a educationalist or being in a teacher, which where you start your life as a PYP, after you start your own business. So I want to know that time or that year when you decided to start your own business. How was the turning point in your life where you decided, okay, this is the because we teach the students about the different entrepreneurship skills and mindset, creativity. So when it comes to your own, so what was at that time when you decided, okay, this is the right time, or this is what I want to do in as a, or want to do, or want to start my own business?
Okay, nice question. To be honest, when I started teaching, so 22 years ago, the following year, I started giving workshops. So I started growing as a professional workshop leader, consultant, sharing my passion and my experience. And then suddenly I moved to Dubai. And then at that time, I was one of these rare coordinator who speaks Arabic. And I just said it, that Arabic language is very important here. And so people, they needed the training, people, they needed the
Hmm.
follow-up support. And so my network started growing. And then after the experience in Qatar, so I did like maybe 15 or 17 years of working full time in one school, and then doing during the weekend some work, during the week some consultancy. And so I felt now it's time to step out and continue spreading my passion to education, not just in one school or in one country, but work
Hmm.
across the schools and across the country and across the languages. So you can find me, for example, during one week in Oman doing a
Great,
workshop in Arabic. Suddenly I'm in France doing something in French, and I
great.
finish the week, for example, in Rwanda doing something in English. Now, I don't do this a lot because it's very exhausting, and I try to balance my life between family time, Dubai time, and
Hmm.
then travel and consultancy and workshop outside the UAE.
I really love your background. How did you design it?
So this background is a little piece of my logo. When I wanted to again to design a logo and create my identity and my branding, so I talked to a marketing lady, and then we played a little bit and with the alphabets. And so I
Oh,
told her like I want the alphabet to be visible, and I want also to show people that I speak Arabic and English. So now
ah,
if you go to so if you go to or Arabic and French, if you go to my website, you're going to see the letter alpha in
hmm,
English, so Aleph,
ah,
yeah, A, and it's done in an artistic way. And then inside the A, we've put the Ain, which is Ali in Arabic, and we created this kind of merging the languages by creating this identity. So now this is a little bit like again, if I'm
yeah,
moving
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit,
yeah.
yeah, you can see the letter Ain, and the green is showing the A in Arabic or in English. The logo itself has a
It's
different
I really like
format.
it.
Yeah, yeah, but this is just like a virtual background also to reflect the identity.
Tell you one more thing which I want to know is that you are a certified trainer training from the back of the room PBR. What is that?
Okay, so training from the back of the room is a very interesting course. The lady who created the books, so you can buy the books, Training from the Back of the Room, is American. She has a full website, and then she trained people to give this course. So after COVID, I went to the in Dubai, and sometimes people asks me to do it in different countries, so I did it, for example, once in Egypt. The course is about brain science.
Hmm.
So once you know how the brain works, you will be able to train the people in a way that they are taking the lead and you are the facilitator. We always say it's like the role of the teacher, the role of the trainer
Hmm.
is to facilitate. So
Yeah.
how do you facilitate if you don't know how the brain works? So
Hmm.
we look at the brain science, we look at strategies that puts the learners at the center, and then we play with this game, training from the back of the room. I'm standing at the back of the room and you are taking the lead.
Oh, great. I really like this idea. I've seen
Yeah.
few pictures on LinkedIn as well, so I'm very curious to know more about it.
Yes, and if you go on the website is full of blogs, articles, short clip, short presentation about training from the back of the room. Now, the beauty of the workshop, if I invite people to come and to attend, it's an opportunity to spread the word. Uh, you learn how to
Hmm.
design with the trainer so it becomes a very concrete experience. It's not just reading a book,
Yeah,
it's putting the book in practice.
practice. Ali, I have one more thing which I want to discuss it here right now. Your experience uh, with different countries or with different during the training as well. You visit multiple countries. What basic problem you have been observed, and do you think so that it should need to be answered in teachers? Let's suppose there's a one skill which you think that every teacher needs to be developed, every teacher needs to be learned.
Yeah, so let's say that sometimes one of the main problems is communication.
Mm,
So teachers they receive messages about workshop last minute,
mm,
or you go to the room instead of having a room where you can work in an easy way, flexible way. You find a very rigid room, even though you mentioned in the website it's a group work, or in the
mm.
email, in the communication email, we want groups, it's a group work, and so on and so on. And sometimes you find teachers like forced to come to a training, which
Yeah,
creates a kind of energy that is not
up
an energy where
required level.
you can grow.
Mm,
It becomes the resistant, negative vibes. So you give a tip, and then the teacher are giving you all the problems of the planet, so they don't put in place the tip or the
There
advice.
number of times this organization recommend your name and you just go and uh, become a part of that training program. But when you're not have the interest, obviously you're not going to be learn something from it.
Yes, yes.
Ali, being an educator, what's your stance or what do you think that every country or every region or every area has different problems? But what basic skills, even after the AI, what basic skills do you think so that students needs to be learned?
Yeah, it is what we always say in the IB programs, learning how to learn. And so we become lifelong learners.
Yeah,
So I'm sure like a few years ago, you didn't know how to create a podcast, how to
yeah,
prepare for
yeah,
a podcast. And
yeah.
then by doing it, by learning it,
Mm,
you're now doing your podcast. Many people are listening to you. Same thing for maybe a teacher who never used an interactive board. She was
mm,
trained and then she had to develop her skills, her practices to use it in a more creative and interactive way. Same as, for example, when I use Padlet in my workshop. So when I was introduced to Padlet the first time, I was doing maybe basic things. Now I do it in a very professional way.
mm.
And remember that your phone is Zoom, where we are knowing now the recording, Padlet, any application every 2 or 3 weeks, you got a message, your phone needs to be updated, right?
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
need to
yes, yes.
download some update
Mm,
material. You need to restart your computer. It's doing updates. And what about this? What about our brain? It doesn't need
yeah.
update. It doesn't need the new info. It doesn't need the new skills. And so teaching the student how to learn will be a very important skills for them. And I always give this joke or a caricature. So I see teacher like still teaching the student for like 5 sessions how
Yeah.
to use a dictionary. Who uses a dictionary these days? You just go to Google, you put
Yeah,
the
just
word,
put
and
the
then
word.
Google give
Mm,
you synonyms,
yes.
translate it,
Yeah,
put it in
everything. Mm,
sentences, and give you in words. So what if this teacher is a critical and
mm,
instead of like taking and teaching how to use a dictionary, which is something that we will never
yeah.
use in the future, and we stopped using, I would say, a few years ago, teach them how to use artificial intelligence or teach them how to do a research where you don't copy and paste, but you summarize and you use your own word. So how we're spending time at school is very important, especially with the content that we
Mm.
are offering to the student.
I remember that when I was in school in grade 6, 7 till 8, we used to keep the dictionary pocket, small
Yeah,
size, and whenever you are reading something, so it will helps you a lot. But yes,
yeah.
times change, and now I haven't seen anyone who's buying a dictionary and they have the dictionary.
Mm.
Yes, it library has, but generally at home you will not find it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Actually, I really enjoyed all this conversation. But one more, there are a number of teachers or there are a number of graduates who wants to become a number of young people who wants to become a teacher now. This is a better
Mm.
sentence. So if they want to become a PYP teacher or they want to get into that, uh, what roadmap or what do you suggest to them if they wants to become into this?
Yeah, so usually when you join an IB school, the IB school will train you
Mm,
to be a PYP teacher because it's a requirement. IB schools, they need to follow these requirements, so they meet the criteria.
mm,
Now, if you want to prepare yourself to join an IB school without paying a huge amount of
mm,
money because the workshops are a little bit expensive,
mm,
you can start reading. You start reading from the IB website. The IB website has workshops, free PD, plenty of resources, names that we can look at and work with. So you read about inquiry, you read about concept, you read about approaches to learning, and that's how you grow as an
mm.
educator. So you don't just count on what did you do at university 4 years ago or maybe 2 years ago. You keep yourself
Mm.
up to date.
Thank you so much, Ali, for your time.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed the conversation. And last, any advice which you want to give?
I would like to thank you. I'm so happy to be with you today. Hopefully, we will inspire the people who are listening
Yeah.
to us. And yeah, have an excellent afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ali, again. I really enjoyed this conversation. The purpose of this episode is to get to know more about the education styles of different countries and the PYP or the MYP or the IB program is International Baccalaureate, which is offering in multiple countries. And there's something very interesting as well. Apart from that, being a teacher, there are a number of problems which you're facing. And in that, we try to answer ki how can you to learn from it and move it in your career. So this is the major objectives to do the podcast on these topics. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Take care and have a nice day.